Just in the home office here, we've got the 34-inch screen, got the adjustable seat. We're locked in Thailand. It's been nearly 3 years now. We learned a lot along the way, and we're going to learn a lot more, but I'm going to start making a bit more content about what I wish I knew when I started out on the journey with my agency. So let's get rolling. So I was stuck on $1,000 a month USD for literally 5 years. So I did some traveling. I came back when I was about 25 to New Zealand, and I was like, fuck, I really want to go back out traveling again. And I think marketing is going to be how I'm going to do that, because that's what I studied at uni. So I thought I could make my own business. So I was literally stuck for 5 years trying to, figure stuff out. I got 1 or 2 clients. I did a couple of free projects, got good at the skill. You want to get good at the skill you're doing. You can't run an agency if you don't know how to do the actual service. You can't outsource, you can't systematize, and you're just going to turn to shit if you don't have a legit understanding of how it works. Unless you're a seasoned business professional, just don't even bother. Build your case studies up, get your testimonials, get good, and then you'll get paid. But if you are pretty good, because there's a lot of people out there that are pretty good, I talk to them when they come through my business, Instagram. They might be doing their own little projects, and they're essentially legends in their lunchbox, which is a term that my dad gave me back when I was in the corporate days, because he's ex-corporate, so he knows all about getting up the corporate ladder, and you got to play the game there. So a legend in the lunchbox. That's pretty much why I was stuck at $1,000 a month for so long, is because I was pretty good at what I did, but I was a legend in the lunchbox. I didn't market. I wasn't talking about it to anyone. I wasn't marketing. I wasn't cold calling. I wasn't making content. I wasn't doing email marketing. I was a legend just in my lunchbox. So you can imagine yourself at lunchtime. You got your little lunchbox. You've done a great job at work, and no one gives a shit. If no one gives a shit about you, then no one's going to buy your stuff. No one's going to talk to you. No one's going to see you as someone that can help. So how do you not be a legend in your lunchbox? Well, you've got to start marketing. And luckily for me, I joined a mentorship about 2 months before I left New Zealand. So it was about 10 weeks. I was saving money. I was ready to leave New Zealand and ready to really make this agency thing happen and have my own freedom, have my own business. So we booked a one-way ticket. I had about $30,000 to my name, maybe a bit less. I spent 10,000 of that on this mentorship, and somehow within 8 weeks I was making about 7,000 USD a month. So I 7x from 1,000 to 7,000, which at the time felt like ungodly amounts of money. Like, how is this even possible? It's well beyond what I even imagined was possible. And it was pretty simple. There was a marketing strategy, or a marketing system, a lead generation system for the business, for my business, which was SEO and Google Ads type agency, and it worked. It was cold calling, so I'd cold call people that were paying Google already for ads. I'd call them up and I basically pitched them some free services, some free leads. And at the end of some free leads, I just asked to have a conversation with them about working together on an ongoing basis. By the way, this is Nick Wood's Digital Landlord Group. You can go check him out. Great program that he's got. And because I was leaving, because I had my back up against the wall, I didn't have a choice but to visualize and believe that this shit was going to work. And I did it. I was working 40 hours a week at my corporate job. I was doing a few cold calls at lunchtime, and when I'd set up the ads for the people who said yes to the free trial, which I was paying for out of my own money, the leads would come in. Let's say it was a fencing company in Auckland. I'd make a website for Fencing Auckland. The leads, the people typing on Google for Fencing Auckland would go to that page, call up the phone number. I would actually take the calls and then pass them on to the guy who was already paying for the Google ads. And then boom, we'd book a couple sales calls. So yeah, 5 years of zero progress, and then in 8 weeks we 7x. So man, if I started that stuff earlier, then I'd be a lot further down the journey. And yeah, since going all in on my business for just under 3 years now, we've scaled even further beyond that. We're making money that at the time of booking my ticket to leave my corporate job, which was about 90,000 NZ a month, maybe 55K a year USD. It was crazy. So if you're starting out, you're beginning, make sure you get good at what you do. If you're a copywriter, get good. If you're doing AI stuff, get good. Google Ads, SEO, get good. And then while you're getting good, get some clients. Start with some free clients, get some value, get a few testimonials, get a basic website set up. But don't sleep on marketing your own business, because it's a cliche, but attention is money. Hormozy did his book launch recently. If you're an entrepreneur, then you'll probably know about him. I think he made $100 million in 3 hours, and he's got the most attention in the niche, and he's got a decent offer. So you don't have to cold call. You could do Instagram content. I definitely recommend Instagram content if you're an agency / freelancer. You can storytell, you can talk about what you're doing, and you can speak it in a way that your target client will understand. For example, you could say, if you're an AI agency, you could talk about how you automated a dentist's booking system. Here's how we saved a dentist 10 hours a week with the booking system. So what we did is we set up this AI program. We connected it to his calendar. Then the AI automation system using Make, did this. And now he saved 10 hours. If you want some help with that, give me a DM. Start building content. People are going to follow you, and then they can DM you. I can do some content on that in the future. You can do cold email. At the start, you got to try a couple of different things, but cold calling and Instagram content always work pretty well. So that's pretty much it for now. If I knew that I had to market my business for some silly reason, I didn't think of that to grow my business, which is why I was in $1,000 a month. So get started with that, and you'll be well on your way to quitting your 9 to 5, getting money. And if you've got money, then you've got freedom.